മനസ്സിലായോ?
അത് ഈ മോർച്ചറിയിലുണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് ഒന്ന് കാണണം. ബട്ട് ഐ കുഡന്റ് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ.
ബാലേട്ടന് ആളെ മനസ്സിലായോ?
ഇതാ സത്യത്തിന്റെ കൂടെ തബല വായിക്കുന്ന പയ്യനാന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. നമുക്ക് സത്യത്തിന് പോയി വിളിച്ചോണ്ട്. അന്റെ കൂടെ തബല വായിച്ചിരുന്ന ഓനല്ലേ?
നമ്മുടെ ഹരിയല്ലേ?
And since 1983 only I know John Ibrahim. Before that he has done nearly 4 films. About my thing, I was basically a musician, I was from my very childhood itself very what a kind of a prodigy kind of a player, was somewhat a practicing musician those days, I finished my studies in Kalamandalam, After that I was in some theatre activities, making music for theatre. So in that way I got a contract with this Calicut University to make a English drama of Eugene O'Neill's Emperor John. It was a big theatre. Those nearly 300-400 people were there at the theatre, and I was doing the music those days. So that was the place where I met John. On that theatre camp, he came with the idea of this kind of a film making, not about Amma Ariyan and all, but it will be a collective film moment. So you people should be there. So that was the beginning of our rapport. Then he became a very close friend to me, more than a director. We used to discuss about a lot of issues which was not at all to my age. It was such a kind of, what you call, panicking kind of information, which he was talking about cinema again, talking about cinema like that. Lot of days. For me it was very rich kind of a time, apart from my education parallelly. So, but anyhow, God, I forgot about the lapel. That's the problem with me. All the interviews are emotional. Plus it ended up in saying that you are the hero of my film, otherwise protagonist of my film. So I was stunned, and that was the time which I was in a big confusion, that which is it my medium. As a person I was very compassionate with film and filmmaking and all, but as an actor I am not at all an actor still. And he told me that you are not acting, you are a dead body, so you will be comfortable, no problem. So in that way I started the movement, Then I was completely 3 years with John Ibrahim till the post-studio production. It took nearly three years, 85, 86, 87. I went for the subtitling in Delhi. Till that I was there with the process. That's why I'm talking about the digital cinema nowadays. It's entirely a different process.
പക്ഷേ ഈ മൂവ്മെന്റിലൊക്കെ പങ്കെടുത്തിരുന്നില്ല അന്നത്തെ ആക്ഷനിലൊക്കെ.
മൂവ്മെന്റിൽ മൂവ്മെന്റിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തു. പക്ഷെ അവൻ മൂവ്മെന്റിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നതിനെ കുറിച്ച് തന്നെ വാസുവിന് തീരെ താല്പര്യമില്ലായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ അവൻ നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ വരികയാണ് ചെയ്തത്. സത്യത്തിൽ ഞാൻ വരണ്ട എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞില്ല. അവനെ നിരുത്സാഹപ്പെടുത്തില്ല വരുന്ന കാര്യത്തിൽ. സംഗീതമായിരുന്നു പ്രശ്നം. ഈ മ്യൂസിക് അവന്റെ ജീവിതത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ഭാഗം തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ അതിൽ തന്നെ അവൻ രാഷ്ട്രീയക്കാരൻ മ്യൂസിക് പാടില്ല എന്നോ എന്തോ ഒക്കെ ഒരു ധാരണകളായിട്ടാണ് എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയിട്ടുള്ളത്.
നേരെ ഇരിക്കടാ. കൈ മുന്നോട്ട് മാറ്റി വയ്ക്കും. കയ്യെ കുത്തി പൊങ്ങടാ. നിനക്ക് അടിക്കാൻ അറിയാലേ?
That's a beautiful shot in a mirror, listening of the hand. That's all well grammatically done with the film language, not with a linear script or some things like that. The real visual idea, like, which comes from the genuine organism or metabolism, very organic, truthful. Otherwise, you will be playing with the medium.
We're more than sand and the seashore. We're more than numbers. All together now.
വഴിയെടുത്ത മാറാൻ പറഞ്ഞു കേൾക്കില്ലേ?
തനിക്ക് ഇയാളെ പരിചയമുണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല.
He had a what you call script, and in that he was mentioning that Hari is dead. That information is taken to his mother by a lot of friends. That was the only idea, and that idea really happened because of one of my friend drummer died on that particular time, which John was in Calicut. It was a suicide on the rail. So he knew the episode which happened here, and I was very panicked, and I was put in a asylum, really, like, because of this incident. And maybe that made him to the idea that to orient with the mother, the script.
It is not that easy.
With this young character who may be it, and we should write a celluloid letter to the mother.
We must go. We'll be waiting for you at Ashram.
And he shot at nearly 35,000 feet or something, 36,000 feet or something, because he was a lavish in that, simply rolling the films. And he was saying that I'm studying the film making. Only with people's money I can do this. Perfectly democratic. Finally, the product came as Amma Ariyan, and it was screened. From there, the real film starts. From there, the John Ibrahim became violent, more and more violent, like, because he was doubted that should he confess or not, that this is a wrongdoing. And the important political issue in that was the suicide of the youngsters in those days. 15 years census he had with the data of 23 years old, very intelligent, coming from good families. Youngsters being suiciding from nearly 70s to 85. So that was a big census he had, and he was telling that this is because of the Naxalite movement in Kerala, so this party should take the responsibility of these killings. So from there onwards, the thing starts. These people said that this film is a flop. This film, because it was all ex-Naxalites behind the production. What happened was, finally, John Ibrahim was victimized for Kerala film industry or something like that, because that was the opening of a kind of cooperative production, without a 10 paisa in his pocket, with just an idea, bringing all the people together. Getting a 50,000 rupees first for the investment of the studio purpose. That was somehow given by Murthy, who was a bank employee in Tirur. And that was the beginning, and this C.S. Venkatesan and these all guys came to the production scene, and it was very, what you call, very intelligent, a teamwork, like with John. Everybody was very, very, what you call, hard-working and passionate with the movement. At last, this thing came, which was kind of a negative approach to the cinema, and the state told that it is an indisciplined cinema of a indisciplined director. An indisciplined cinema of an indisciplined director. That was the, what you call, remark about the film in state. And it was a kind of, what you call, a artistic kind of suiciding, After that, John started drinking and drinking and drinking. It was a big fall, from a kind of high stature to the most lowest kind of a very, very, what you call, emotional fall. To everybody, it was a shock, like a thing, which in the climax of the film, the director falls. Before that, on the process of the cinema, I fall from train, and on that he had written a beautiful short story in Malayalam. Its name is Kathirippu. It's a beautiful story in Malayalam, short story. So that happened nearly 1 year before this film was screened. And after 1 year, this director being, then I saw John Ibrahim sleeping in the mortuary as like what reenacted, which happened in Trivandrum mortuary, that happened in Calicut mortuary, really, which he didn't get the permission to shoot. He wanted to shoot in this mortuary, but he was not allowed. Real mystery, which can happen at any time. At any time. at any place, still living very dangerous. With you, me, anybody falling down. So we have to be careful with the life. That's the important thing which John told with his life. You have to be very careful, take care. Still a traveling musician. Take a decision of life, where you have to stand with. Altogether, it is a kind of what you call a trapping for me, because still I am not out of that. You can call that some kind of a trance, which just with one film you get. If you get the trance, in that way I am lucky to be a beautiful human being who can talk to you. Such a positive, what you call, approach to the whole John Abraham's episode, which was very beautiful to me, like a, what you call, a beautiful film, which a saintly person comes and acts and dies like that.
ഇത് ജോണാ.
He had almost all the faculty with him. He was in quest of that always. He had that energy to know things, passionately and patiently. That's a beautiful thing with John Abraham. And alcoholism, that was a part of the game, not the serious thing about which people talk, that anarchy, that this and all. That is all. I think it's all bullshit, because anarchy, the meaning of anarchy is really misinterpreted in our norms, because it's a Western notion of saying anarchy. Anarchy is not the right word. It was anarchic in that sense, with the structure, with the medium, with what medium he dealt. He was very, very anarchic, cruel to that, very cruel to the medium. Because as cinema is a multimedia thing, you should be cruel. Work of art is very cruel, so you have to be cruel. That's the slogan which John used to say. An artist has to be cruel, then only the thing comes out. Because the work of art is cruel, so artist has to be cruel, should be cruel. That is the thing. You can't easily get a art form. You have to surrender to that, to determine, have that grudge to get it out, not the greed, the vairagyam we call it. Fire of an artist is his inner discipline. The other things are all none of the business of the people.
സത്യ, നമ്മുടെ തബല വായിക്കുന്ന ഹരിയില്ലേ, അവൻ ആത്മഹത്യ ചെയ്തു.
നമ്മുടെ ഹരിയോ?
ഞങ്ങൾ ആ വിവരം വീട്ടിലറിയിക്കാൻ പോവാ. നീയും വരണം.
ഞാനൊന്ന് മാറ്റോട്ട് വന്നിട്ട് വേഗം വരാം.
ശരി.
ബോസ്,
Odessa was a flock of this kind of people, who was very passionate with all this film society things. All the film society coordinated to Odessa. And in that way they had all the, through Kerala there was units for Amma Ariyan protection. So almost all the villages was very active with this kind of collecting money from people and making a film like this, and brochures, posters, such kind of lot of things happening parallelly. With a lot of people were involved. Almost all like that. There was big support of youngsters for that film, which was made by Ibrahim, because he was such a figure those days. He was so oratorily very good in communicating with the idea everywhere, wherever he goes. There was a flock of people with him and talking and making the idea intensive, very meditative of 7 years. Like after Chiriyachan, it was 7 years, I think. This one, to look through the viewfinder. Still, there is a lot to study from him, from the making of the film to the film. So no call sheets, no problem of waiting for the stars, no problem of any kind of other chutia issues of Sada cinema. It was all very spontaneous, like happening at the place. He will fix a frame and tell Velu to shoot it out. So it was a group of people in a tempo traveling to a place and shooting something there, and if we get some people there, we'll involve them also and doing that kind of a thing, because it was all information. A friend being visited, he tells some contemporary story which happened at that time. That is the thing. And that way, a lot of incidents are there in that cinema. Like they're visiting a lot of people. It was very, very kind of a marginal kind of a site was there, which is people's film. It was all the political stand of that cinema. So this was only an idea to break the production format of Indian film industry. Those days, to make such a film, it cost nearly 4.5 or 5.5 lakhs or something like that. It was a big money for us to collect from the people as 10 rupees and 5 rupees. That's the best part of that film.
മുന്നറിയിപ്പും കൂടാതെ കോട്ടപ്പുറത്തെ വ്യാപാരികൾ അരിക്കും പഞ്ചസാരയ്ക്കും വില വർദ്ധിപ്പിക്കുകയും അവ തങ്ങളുടെ ഗോഡൌണുകളിൽ പൂഴ്ത്തിവെക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു. എന്നാൽ കോട്ടപ്പുറത്തെ രാഷ്ട്രീയ ബോധമുള്ള ചെറുപ്പക്കാർ ഇതിനെതിരെ സംഘടിക്കുകയും അവർ വ്യാപാരികളെ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യുകയും ചെയ്തു. അവർ ഓരോ വ്യാപാരികളുടെയും വീടുകളും ഗോഡൌണുകളും പോയി പരിശോധിക്കുകയും പൂഴ്ത്തിവെച്ചിരുന്ന അരിയും പഞ്ചസാരയും ബലം പ്രയോഗിച്ച് പുറത്തെടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു.
That was the ration shop issue with a person who forged the ration for the people and hided it. And those days, this actually Sanskarika Vedi this thing was there. And they went there and picked up all this, and they supplied it to the people. That's really happened, I think. And they reenacted the same issue again with all this lathi charge, things like that. People taking leave and all from the work and all, coming together to that place and doing the same thing again. It was a wonderful making of that cue shot and
വ്യാപാരികളാകട്ടെ തങ്ങളുടെ ഗുണ്ടകളെ രംഗത്തിറക്കുകയാണുണ്ടായത്. ഇതുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും കോട്ടപ്പുറത്തെ ജനങ്ങളുടെ സമരാവേശത്തെ കെട്ടടക്കാനായില്ല. അവർ വീണ്ടും സംഘടിക്കുകയും ഗോഡൌണുകളിൽ പൂഴ്ത്തിവെച്ച അരിയും പഞ്ചസാരയും ബലം പ്രയോഗിച്ച് പുറത്തെടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു. അവ ന്യായമായ വിലയ്ക്ക് ജനങ്ങൾക്കിടയിൽ അവർ വിതരണം ചെയ്തു. അതിൽ നിന്നും പിരിഞ്ഞു കിട്ടിയ തുക അവർ വ്യാപാരികളെ ഏൽപ്പിച്ചു. ഇതും ഞാൻ അമ്മയെ അറിയിക്കട്ടെ.
John was a beautiful friend to me, more than director and film, and it was such a very nice friend who asked me that, are you functioning? He never asked, how are you? Are you functioning? That's a way of, what you call, if you see a person, you ask, are you functioning? And how are you is different. It's entirely, the vocabulary is something different. So still I am functioning. I'm very much functioning as a musician. I'm doing some Kabir Sangeet in Kerala, Calicut. The second it's the stage is there. So working for that.
നമ്മുടെ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഹരി ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇന്നലെ അവൻ വയനാട്ടിൽ വെച്ച് ആത്മഹത്യ ചെയ്തു. ആ വിവരം അവൻ അമ്മയെ അറിയിക്കാൻ പോവാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ. കഴിഞ്ഞ തവണ ഞാൻ അവനെ കണ്ടപ്പോൾ ഹി വാസ് ഹാഫ് മാഡ്. ഓക്കെ, ഐ വിൽ മീറ്റ് ഹിസ് മദർ.
He was very neutrally watching as a, what you call, a Sakshi, who was seeing all this thing, and he knows that this is all a kind of a political kind of a play which is happening of elders, older dicks fucking the youngsters. That was really happening. All this Marxist shits coming and talking about all this fucking virtual revolution, that these and boys getting what you call hallucinated and such kind of a thing, and going and dying at last, suiciding themselves, they and themselves. It was a very bad time. That 15 years, 1970 to 85. Nearly 500 to 600 youngsters died in that way, maybe. Which vague idea of numbers. You need that much of youngsters, very intelligent, very beautiful youngsters. So that was the motive of that cinema, to make people that this is a dangerous game, getting trapped with all these shits, and mothers getting troubled. Almost all the mothers suffered those days that of missing children.
അമ്മേ, എനിക്കിവനറിയാമല്ലോ. മൂപ്പ, അയാൾ എങ്ങനെയാ മരിച്ചത്?
തൂങ്ങിച്ചത്തതാ.
എവിടെ വെച്ചാ?
ദേ കാണുന്ന മലയില്.
ഓഹോ. I do not know. I am ignorant. I hardly see. But it seems to me that its song has the color of wet violets. Violets well used to the earth. Since the face of death is green, and the gaze of death green, with the etched moisture of a violet's leaf, and its grave color of exasperated winter. But death goes about the earth also, riding a broom, lapping the ground in search of the dead. Death is in the broom. It is the tongue of death looking for the dead. The needle of death looking for thread.
Neruda's poetry it is. Death is a broom searching for its dust. Death is a needle searching for its thread. And that is a death which is very determinedly done in suicide, because his hand was broken by the police and he is a percussion player. So for one who loses his medium, the whole identity is gone.
യുദ്ധതൽപരേ സർവദുഷ്ടസംഹർത്രേ ശിവേ രക്തഭക്ഷണപ്രിയേ മാംസഭക്ഷണലോലേ ശരണാഗതന്മാരെ പരിപാലിക്കും തായേ വരദേ പോരിൽ ജയം ദേഹിമേ നമോസ്തുതേ.
mother is a beautiful entity to talk with or to share with anything, because mothers have to give weapon for a war. In our country, that is the hereditary of our history. Mothers have to give arms to children. Then only revolution will happen. Not with its old dicks talking about revolution.
A mother should know why his son going to be a revolutionary, or why son going for revolution. A mother should know. Only a revolution can happen only with the permission of the mother. That is concept.
Mothers missing children. With all these renunciating stories of spirituality and all, parallelly, politically, children missing. So, that's it. So you people have to find out what John Ibrahim was saying.
മനസ്സിലായോ?
I met John while I was traveling in a bus. I met him along with Madhu Master, a playwright, and I used to perform his plays. So he introduced me to John Abraham, and that time I was very active in the politics, I mean the left politics. So there was a party called Janagiya Samskarika Vedi, People's Cultural Forum. Some ideological problems, issues, that movement is going to die, So a few of them were planning to make a film on Kayyur riot. They decided to get in touch with John Abraham for making this film. So John came and settled in Kasaragod, northern area of Kerala. Poets Sachidanandan, Bira Jeevan, Ravindran, Kadamanita Ramakrishnan, Madhu Master, Sedu, so many people came all over from Kerala and making this film great. I was supposed to do the role of the protagonist in that film, along with Baby, a playwright and performer from Wayanad. Unfortunately, it has not materialized because due to some financial problems and all. So we dropped that idea. Then I left Kerala after a while. I went to Bombay, Pune, and after my wandering, I came back to Calicut. I met Prakash Menon, who was working as the associate director to John Abraham. So he said that John is going to make another movie called Amma Ariyan. And he also informed John Abraham that I am in here. So John contacted me and I met him. We were discussed the subject in an Iraq shop, liquor shop, and I was not sure that whether it is take off or not. After 2 days, he called me again and I went to the office of Odessa Films in a lodge, Ayodhya, where I found a script. I read the script and Amma Ariyan started. Odessa has no structure, organization structure. One side it's okay, without secretary, president, treasurer, nothing else. It can be worked on. But in other part, when we are going to materialize something, so it should be a problem of making decisions. A lot of people involved in Odessa, but finally these people could not make them a gathering, make them a good organization. Because of it, lack of politics, political outlook, it's missing.
നമ്മുടെ ആ നാടകത്തിൽ തബല വായിക്കുന്ന ഹരി ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, അവൻ ആത്മഹത്യ ചെയ്തു. നമുക്ക് അവിടെ വരുന്നു പോണം.
ഋതം വായിക്കുന്ന നീണ്ടു വലിഞ്ഞ പയ്യനാ. നിങ്ങളുടെ എംബർ ജോൺസ് നാടകത്തിൽ ഋതം വായിച്ച ഹരിയില്ലേ, അവനാണോ എന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സംശയമുണ്ട്. നമുക്ക് മോർച്ചറി ഇരുന്ന് പോയി നോക്കാം.
I participated as an actor. Gradually I became one of the activists of Odessa. Activist means collecting money, fund from the people, working as an associate with John Abraham in all aspects, not in acting, even lighting, makeup. I have given sound for more than 9 persons in that film, 9 or 10, even for women. And that time I was just 23 or 24. So I have the guts to do that thing. And I assisted in editing, background score, and up to the final touch. Moreover, I'm so lucky that I'm the only person could do screening the same film which I acted as a hero in rural areas, schools, colleges and all. No, I went with the 16mm print and screen with my bike, and I placed the screen showing the film, watching people, and they are also watching me because I am the screen and I am live. That's the way I participated with Odessa. After the death of John Abraham, I also left Odessa movement.
അന്റെ കൂടെ തബല വായിച്ചിരുന്ന ഓനല്ലേ?
നമ്മുടെ ഹരിയല്ലേ?
Because of the depth of the dream, depth of the dream, political dream. After the death of the party, CPIML, or this People's Cultural Forum, I told a lot of young people commit suicide, and people got admitted in mental asylums, and a lot of people became careerists, and a few joined in other communist parties, and the degeneration is very obvious. Alcoholic, I like that, and there is no space for a revolutionary movement. So that is inevitable. We can't make a party after showing a film. We can't organize people after showing a film. Come, organize, go and make revolution. No. Amma Ariyan just shown, it's a documentation of the reality, the past, and a bit of presence. That's all. Recreated because it was easy that time, because I told that the revolutionary movement is almost dead, but people were active. They are waiting for another movement. So these participants, the actual participants was there. They all organized all the people again for this film. Just a minute. So, Mohana!
വഴിയെടുത്ത മാറാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ല.
You see one walk up a variegated casting.
തനിക്ക് ഇയാളെ പരിചയമുണ്ടോ?
Icon. Hari is an icon of that kind of young man. Hari is not a revolutionary, never. He's an artist. He only an artist, a tabla artist. Sometimes he reads some books, sometimes he uses smoke, and he has no aim to do anything for the society. He's just floating. While floating, the police caught him just for some clarifications. Unfortunately, he died. The same thing happened in REC years back. Rajan, the martyr, died. He was not a revolutionary. He was not active in the party politics, but he was an artist. He acted in some plays and used to sing. So the police questioned him, took him custody and questioned him. While questioning, torturing, he died. So Hari was never be a revolutionary. Hari is just like a youth in that time, you know. So many people were like that. I know more than 1,000 Haris in Kerala that time. Little drug, little music, little reading, some revolutionary friends, some aristocratic background. That's it. Hari is not a symbol of the movie. The director never says you go and follow Hari. He never says. He just shows the truth, the spirit of the artist. Death is not the main issue. Conveying the news of Hari's death is not the main theme of the cinema. So he wanted to document all the struggles or the failures or the fights of the Kerala history for the past 5 years. Suicide means murder. It's a kind of murder by the police. And I think that why we are going for such conclusions, a director has his own choice to do so. You have to find out whether it was a murder or suicide. Anyway, a death is there. That's obvious. His body is in the morgue. We know that. We identify him. The people related to Hari identified that is Hari. Okay, let us go to his mom. While going, they are taking bath. You see, they are taking bath. They are talking. They are reading poems. They are going another friend's house, taking him, another friend's house, telling him and taking him. Why? If they want to tell the truth, they straight away make a telephone call. Mom, Hari is dead.
അമ്മേ, ഞങ്ങൾ ഹരിയുടെ അമ്മയെ കാത്തിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. അവൻ മരിച്ച വിവരം എങ്ങനെയാണ് അവരോട് പറയേണ്ടതെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ലായിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ എങ്ങനെയാണ് അവരോട് പറയുക?
But John wanted to show the Kerala, the whole Kerala, which has started from Calicut, Kuttipuram, Trichy, Chavakkadu, Kottappuram, Kodingalur, Ernakulam, Mattancheri, Fort Kochi, Nyarakkal, Vaipin, Wayanadu, Trivandrum. See, 60% of the Kerala, documented. And the struggles, he wanted to just document the struggles, women's struggles.
ഒരു ദിവസം ഏറ്റവും ദരിദ്രരായ ജനങ്ങളാൽ എൻ്റെ രാജ്യത്തിലെ അരാഷ്ട്രീയ ബുദ്ധിജീവികൾ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യപ്പെടും. ഏകാന്തവും ചെറുതുമായ ഒരു ജ്വാല പോലെ രാജ്യം ക്രമേണ മരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നപ്പോൾ എന്തു ചെയ്തു എന്നവർ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യപ്പെടും. അവരുടെ വസ്ത്രങ്ങളെപ്പറ്റിയും ഉച്ചയൂണിനു ശേഷമുള്ള നീണ്ട പകലുറക്കത്തെപ്പറ്റിയും അവരോടാരും ചോദിക്കില്ല. ശൂന്യതയെ ചൊല്ലിയുള്ള അവരുടേതായ പൊള്ളത്തർക്കങ്ങളെപ്പറ്റി ഒരാളും നാളെ അന്വേഷിക്കില്ല. അവരുടെ സാമ്പത്തിക പദവിയെ ആരും കൂട്ടാക്കില്ല. ഗ്രീക്ക് പുരാണങ്ങളെപ്പറ്റി അവർ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യപ്പെടില്ല. ഒരു ഭീരുവെപ്പോലെ അവരിലൊരുത്തൻ തൂങ്ങിച്ചാവുമ്പോൾ അവരനുഭവിക്കുന്ന ആത്മവിദ്വേഷത്തെപ്പറ്റി അവർ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യപ്പെടില്ല. ഒരു ദിവസം ഏറ്റവും ദരിദ്രരായ ജനങ്ങളാൽ എൻ്റെ രാജ്യത്തിലെ അരാഷ്ട്രീയ ബുദ്ധിജീവികൾ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യപ്പെടും. ദരിദ്രരായ മനുഷ്യർ വരും. ഈ രാഷ്ട്രീയ ബുദ്ധിജീവികളുടെ കവിതകളിലും കഥകളിലും ഒരിക്കലും ഇടം കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ലാത്തവർ, എന്നാൽ ദിവസവും അവർക്ക് അപ്പവും പാലും കൊടുത്തവർ, ഇറച്ചിയും മുട്ടയും കൊടുത്തവർ, അവരുടെ വസ്ത്രങ്ങൾ അലക്കിക്കൊടുത്തവർ, അവരുടെ പട്ടികളെ വളർത്തിയവർ, അവരുടെ കാർ ഓടിച്ചവർ, അവരുടെ ഉദ്യാനങ്ങൾ കാത്തുസൂക്ഷിച്ചവർ. അവർ വരും, വന്നു ചോദിക്കും, യാതനകളിൽ ദരിദ്രന്റെ ജീവിതവും സ്വപ്നവും കത്തിയെരിയുകയായിരുന്നപ്പോൾ എന്തു ചെയ്യുകയായിരുന്നു നിങ്ങൾ?
And he is raising a problem of an artist, the position of artist, the split personality of the artist. It's also there. That's also part of John's problem. Artist should be artist. He is not for politics. I am the Hitler of my cinema, like that, you know. So he is always in a dilemma of that. I think he had a conviction that a filmmaker or artist should be independent, away from politics, away from power, away from bureaucracy, everything. It's a platonic dream. You can't stay like that, no? How can you stay like that? So that is a split personality. One is Purushan and one is Hari. Both are John's reflections, I think. I would like to compare with three characters, you know. One, the professor in Agraharthil Kadudai, and Cheriyachan in Cheriyachan the Krudarthingal, and the Purushan protagonist, this Amma Ariyan. These are all extensions of John Abraham himself. I think so. Because if a director placing a protagonist means director want to portray himself. So in Agraharthil Kadudai, he want to burn the values, the old values, the degenerated values in that Brahmin Agraharam. Wanted to place new values. That's why he placed a protagonist of a philosophical professor, a professor of philosophy, right? He is not a professor of biology or literature, a philosopher, professor of philosophy. So he is applying a new philosophy to that film, And coming to that next film, Cheriyachan the Krudarthingal, basically John Abraham is coming from a farmer family, Kuttanad. So he plays himself as Cheriyachan. Some fear complex, a lot of complexes. He is a feudal complex. At the same time, his sympathy to workers and a dilemma, in which part I have to take. That dilemma leads him to commit suicide. Amma Ariyan, when John realized that Kerala has totally changed, Kerala been changed with a lot of political movement. That time John was not here. So after comeback, John realized that Kerala has been changed. Very creative, highly talented youths are participating in different struggles and creating new values like people's trial and all. But John was late. John realized that he was late and he could see the situation is very bad, very depressing. So his protagonist is a reflection of John himself.
എവിടെ വെച്ചാ?
കാണുന്ന മലയില്.
ഓഹോ. do not know. I am ignorant. I hardly see. But it seems to me that its song has the color of wet violets. Violets well used to the earth. Since the face of death is green, and the gaze of death green, with the etched moisture of a violet's leaf, and its grey color of exasperated winter. But death goes about the earth also, riding a broom, lapping the ground in search of the dead. Death is in the broom. It is the tongue of death looking for the dead. The needle of death looking for thread.
Just behave. Just behave what you are. So no influence at all. I just behaved in that film. I am not acted. It's not a performance-oriented film. There is no space for acting or making just behavior. So I behave as Joy Mathew. You just call him Purushan, but there is no artificiality in that, nothing added, no spicy or nothing added. It's just natural that you can watch. And the dialogues, most of the dialogues are written by myself also, but monologues and all. It has been taken from the translations of some poet like Sachidanandan and all. Amme, Jnani Kanandandana. Like, it's a monologue, So many poems in Malayalam like that, prose. He written a script, full script, a big volume of papers, only for the approval from the producer side. I mean, the people who control this organization, they are very, I think, just like Hitler's way, very dominating.
Which was already done.
Yeah, what I said, the top level parties, top level people, because they are responsible for the people, they are collecting money and they have to complete the film. That's why they want to control John, write the script first. So he written the script first, but he never looked at the script while shooting. Because the film, the cinema is inside with John. He knows where is the next location, where is the next shot, where should he has to keep the camera angle, where should he has to travel, everything he knows. He never looked at the script. And I asked John, there is one more scene. No, I edited that scene. And very jovial, not tensed, relaxed, equal to everybody, from the light boy to the artist or DOP. He considered everybody equal. He slept with other people, lying on the ground or lying on a cot, wherever it is. If there is no space in the hotel, he could sleep on the veranda. And it's a totally different approach to filmmaking. And the whole year work with him, I really enjoyed, and it's my university. In all aspects, from scripting, editing, directing, background score, performing. I consider him as my university.
അമ്മേ, ഇവരുടെ രാഷ്ട്രീയാലോചനകളിലും ആത്മാർത്ഥതയിലും എനിക്ക് പങ്കുചേരണമെന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ എനിക്കതിന് കഴിയുന്നില്ലല്ലോ. ഹരിയുടെ ആത്മഹത്യയെക്കുറിച്ചുള്ള ഓർമ്മകളാണമ്മേ എന്നെ വീണ്ടും വീണ്ടും വേട്ടയാടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്.
the result was amazing. People were sitting, watching this film without making a single noise, a single yawn. They were watching the film silently, appreciating the way of film storytelling, because we already shown Chaplin's films, The Kid and everywhere. So they have an awareness of watching films, appreciating films, viewing films and all. So Amma Ariyan, they are watching a new film without paying anything, and they are getting information. This is the first documentation for them. So they watched sincerely. Only I got some questions, some people. That was the end portion. The end portion. The film ends while the mother of Hari watching the whole film as a film. So they asked, why there is a little bit pretension? Why this woman watching this film? We got confused. Some people asked. Some people asked, the director should say some remedies, some solutions. He's shown some problems. Okay, we know that problems. But what is the solution for that? He must have to give some. So I said, no, it's a film. You have to find out the solution. So many questions I faced. These are the two questions I have faced. Rest of the matter, everybody was happy, and it's a deschooling appreciation of film, not conventional. That's why they were happy. Oh, film like this, oh, it's wonderful, like that. And they can identify people just like them, with no makeup, no costumes, nothing. Oh, this is Raghavan, this is Satyam, just like that.
Satya?
He was not in active politics, and he is not wanted to make Odisha a political movement. And those who work with Odisha don't want to make Odisha a political movement. And it's a very natural death of Odisha, I think. Some people say that Odisha is still there and we are screening and all. That is not, I won't say that, because Odisha is no more, and the relevance of Odisha is over after the death of John Abraham. Political leaders just shut their eyes. Even the filmmakers of Kerala, even the jury members of the state award committees, national award committee, everybody trying to deny or trying to keep silent, about this film or John. Even intellectual filmmakers in Kerala, they never said a good word on this film or John. They are afraid of John, because John is a man with no compromise. Last time I met Mammootty, I was acting with Mammootty, our megastar, Malayalam. I said, I am the superstar, because my film is still running 26 years. He said, yeah, you are right. I am also watching Amma Ariyan in my laptop. And he showed me a camera copy of Amma Ariyan in his laptop. You can't believe it. I just shocked. He said, I have some disagreement with this film, and this is not the way of filmmaking, but anyway, I have the film. Means he just want to dig out the truth of that film. So I still believe that Amma Ariyan is a super hit in Malayalam film industry. That means After 26 years, it's still running. In YouTube or in archive or in film societies, it's still going on.
ഒഡേസയെക്കുറിച്ച് നല്ല സിനിമയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടിയുള്ള കൂട്ടായ സാഹോദര്യം, എങ്ങനെ സിനിമയിലൂടെ ജനങ്ങളുമായി സംവേദിക്കണമെന്നുള്ള യാഥാർത്ഥ്യബോധം, അതിൻ്റെ പ്രകാശനമാണ് ഒഡേസ. നല്ലൊരളവോളം ജനങ്ങളുമായി ഇടപഴകാനും സിനിമകൾ പ്രദർശിപ്പിക്കുവാനും ഒഡേസയ്ക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിലനിൽക്കുന്ന സാമൂഹ്യ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ യാഥാർത്ഥ്യത്തെ സെല്ലുലോയിഡിൻ്റെ വെറുമൊരു സ്വപ്നം മാത്രമാക്കി പ്രതികരിക്കാനുള്ള ബോധത്തിൽ നിന്നകറ്റി സാമ്പത്തികവും സാംസ്കാരികവും രാഷ്ട്രീയവുമായ ഒരു ചൂഷണോപാധി എന്ന നിലയിലാണ് ഏറെ സിനിമകളും ഇന്ന് ഉപയോഗിക്കപ്പെടുന്നത്. കലാമാധ്യമം എന്ന തലത്തിൽ പൂർത്തീകരിക്കപ്പെട്ട ഒരു ചിത്രമാണ് ഒഡേസയുടെ അമ്മ അറിയാൻ. നല്ല സിനിമകളുടെ പ്രദർശനങ്ങളിലൂടെ സംഭരിച്ച കലാ ആസ്വാദനത്തിൻ്റെ വികസിതവും അഗാധവുമായ സാഹോദര്യത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രകടിത രൂപമാണിത്. ഈ സാഹോദര്യം ചലച്ചിത്ര പ്രദർശനത്തിലൂടെയും നിർമ്മാണത്തിലൂടെയും ഇനിയും വിപുലപ്പെടുത്തേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. സാമൂഹ്യബോധത്തിൻ്റെ മാനദണ്ഡത്തിൽ ഒഡേസയുടെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങളെ വികസിപ്പിക്കുവാൻ നമുക്ക് ആത്മാർത്ഥമായി സഹകരിക്കാം.
അമ്മേ, അമ്മേ, അമ്മ ഷർട്ടിങ് എടുത്തേ.
ഈ പറഞ്ഞ കത്തവിടെ?
ആ, കത്തോ? അത് തരാം. പക്ഷെ അത് മുഴുവൻ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലാ. അമ്മയ്ക്ക് വായിച്ചാൽ മനസ്സിലാവുമോ?
നിനക്ക് മുമ്പേ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പഠിച്ചല്ലേ ഞാൻ? മോനെ, ഈ എവിടെ ആയാലും എഴുത്തയക്കണം. കാലം കെട്ട കാലാണ്.
അമ്മയ്ക്ക് അറിഞ്ഞൂടെ, എനിക്ക് എഴുത്തെഴുതുന്ന സ്വഭാവമൊന്നുമില്ല.
എന്നാലും ഒന്നറിയിക്കണം.